Get to the chopper!
Hi, I'm Nathan Ferguson. Welcome once more to Get to the Chopper. We've taken flight again after a few weeks being grounded. The pilot here had himself a holiday during the season, and boy did he cop plenty from the players for that. But we move on. I'm joined by Caitlin Keevers. Thanks for being a part of the show. Can you tell us a little bit about your role at the club?
Well, thank you, Nathan. I've been at the club for since its inception, actually, and I know you wanted Kira on the show, so I'm happy to fill in her place, and I'm sure she will be on your show very soon. But I've been at the club, as I said, since its inception. So I started as a sports science intern, and now I've progressed to an assistant S&C, and I mainly look at GPS, data analysis, and then I also work with our interns that we have here from JCU. So game day, I make sure when it's a home game, I fit out all the boys with all their GPS trackers, make sure that they all work. And then I also collect them at the end of the game and do a data analysis, and basically it creates a snapshot for how the players physiologically have completed the game. There's hundreds of things you can look for. The main things we like to look for are meters, how much meters they cover per minute, how much high-speed meters they do, which indicates then their max speed, which is really cool. People out there can definitely see it, particularly, your big games like State of Origin, things like that. They'll put up, your Telstra trackers and all that. So the science side of things has definitely become a really big indicator on how the players are going, and making sure that we don't load those players too much, or if we need to put more load on them just so that they're ready for game. I really just enjoy the club itself. It's a really awesome club to be a part of, as well as doing my main full-time job of teaching.
So 2 quick questions. First one, who runs the most?
Well, Maury has, as of late, been running the most meters. We've got an injured Jalen Feeney, so he, and also a special mention to Khalifa, like to do a lot of meters in their games as well.
Right, a bit more contentious one. Who's the fastest player?
Well, I know Michael Carroll would like me to say him, and also Michael Bell, but Luke Geary had a pretty fast session last week, and he's not 100% fit, so I think he might overtake the Ferrari in that space.
Yeah, well, it'll be good to see Luke Geary in full flight, hopefully soon. Now, you mentioned Michael Carroll. He actually scored 2 tries on his return to the team in round 13 of the Hostplus Cup. But the Falcons finished a tough tussle with 3 unanswered tries to secure a 28-18 victory. Mendi Blackhawks forward Joe Boyce summed up how the game got away after an impressive hour of footy from Townsville.
Our effort areas were good. We were in a pretty solid arm wrestle for the first 20-30 minutes, and they cracked first. We didn't crack under adversity, so for large periods of the game, I felt like we were in complete control. There was a period there where we fell asleep and we missed the opportunity to kick out for touch twice, and from then there was errors, one by myself. The last 20 minutes of the game wasn't good enough. Ultimately ended up costing us 2 points. A couple of things you got to fix. You don't have to do a great deal of work to fix them. You just got to have attention to detail for 80 minutes, and it's such a tight comp this year, eh? Like, we're close to being in the 4, but we're also close to being outside the 8. It's just something we've got to take week by week and get better and get better quick.
Boise touched on the finals race there, and as you can see on the ladder, we're currently 8th despite an inconsistent campaign, but our North Queensland rivals and East are in striking distance. We may improve a spot this weekend with a couple of teams above us facing off. And switching to the Hastings steering Colts competition, and our under-21s slipped from top spot after suffering their 2nd loss of the season. They're now one of 4 teams tied on 18 points. Steve Shepherd's side made too many errors in round 11, going down to the Falcons 20 points to 16. Fullback Dylan White made no excuses for the poor performance despite slippery conditions at Sunshine Coast Stadium.
Bit of individual concentration kind of thing. The conditions weren't the greatest, but I still felt like we had good chances, good opportunities, and we were pretty poor with the ball in hand. You can't really win games of footy when you're not completing at above at least 75%. We just let them attack in good field position too much and ended up just tiring us out, and when we ended up with the ball, we'd just make another error. So you can't give teams a lot of ball in your half, otherwise they will capitalise, and worked our way back in the last 10 minutes with a couple tries, but it just wasn't enough in the end. We've got a great group of lads, very talented side, but we just haven't seemed to be gelling as much the last couple of weeks, but I'm sure this week we can look to turn it around and we get a few more training sessions together, so that'll be good.
While there should be dry conditions for Saturday's action at Jack Manske Oval, unlike the weather we had at the start of the week, with the players forced to train, well, basically on a patch of grass just beside the Brothers Lee's club parking lot due to the heavy rain. So if the owner of the house whose dogs were barking constantly yesterday afternoon is watching, now you know why.
Well, the boys actually trained there for 3 weeks during our Townsville flood stint, so they should be pretty used to the fields over there.
So, not the best build-up then ahead of battling South's Logan. Aaron Payne is about to tell us a little bit more about the Magpies, but before he does, keep an eye out for a familiar face. Local reporter turned Fox Sports News journalist Josh Bristow had a not-so-friendly encounter with one of them during his time in Townsville.
The Magpies will be here for an old-fashioned ambush, and they'll be looking for 2 points. They'll be desperate. I think they're getting to a point where it's do or die for them. And look, some of South's strengths certainly sit with their outside backs. Our middles are also going to have to be on their game this week. They've got 2 smart nines in Christian Hazard, who starts. He's also their captain. And young Blake Moser comes off the bench. He's only played a couple of games of cup, but he's certainly a very impressive player and a real danger around that 9 area. He was quite good in the Queensland 19 Maroons side, and he'll be looking for another good game. So this is our second last home game of the year, and after beating East here last game, it's really important we continue our momentum. So the 2 points is going to be very valuable to us. Some focus points for this weekend certainly revolve around playing for 80 minutes. Really important that we do that. It's something we've been guilty of over the last few weeks, is playing some good footy in patches. So that'll be our focus this week, playing well for 80 minutes.
Good stuff, Payne, but Caitlin, just back to Josh quickly, showed a nice bit of speed and agility and in his work get-up too.
Yeah, I'm surprised we never saw him in Blackhawks colours with that sort of athleticism.
Well, you mentioned Blackhawks colours, and the boys are going to wear pink socks and shorts in round 14 to celebrate Women in League.
Yeah, I love the idea that the boys are wearing pink. Not only is it my favourite colour, but I think it definitely represents all the women out there who are involved, from the admin to supporters to professionals and now even players.
Well, meanwhile, our major sponsor Mendi is also having its Think Pink Week, which promotes women in the construction industry. The annual concept also doubles as an opportunity for the company to raise funds for a local charity, and fans at our home game can help out by buying raffle tickets. Here's Ashley Doyle from Mendi with more information.
So this week's our Mendi Think Pink Week. It's all about recognising women in construction, and it is our 6th year running. It started in the first place because we have a number of women working within our construction company. It's great to see the rising number of women working within construction. Being born within the construction industry and working full-time straight out of high school, I've really enjoyed it and highly recommend it to any women wanting to join. As a part of the initiative, we raise money for our much-loved charity, Unlock the Locks. So on the day, we'll be selling raffle tickets with Unlock the Locks themselves, and you'll be able to win some great prizes. Prizes including 1 return vehicle transfer to Magnetic Island, plus a $500 spending voucher, 4 tickets to the Cowboys vs Panthers game on the 3rd of September, a Mendi Blackhawks jersey signed by all Blackhawks players of the 2022 season, a pink Yeti soft cooler, a Mendi pink cooler bag and merch, an Ampol cash card valued at $200, a Ville Resort Casino gift card valued at $100, and a $50 Tavern Meat gift voucher.
Caitlin, a fully signed Mendi Blackhawks jersey would be pretty good, but the way the Cowboys are playing, tickets to their game against Penrith, which will probably be sold out, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be a sellout, so I'm going to have to buy a couple of tickets.
Now, we mentioned the Cowboys. Quick shout out to our mate Tom Gilbert. He'll make his Origin debut next week. Tom put in some barnstorming displays for the Mendi Blackhawks while wearing black and green.
Yeah, he's an awesome player to deal with, really professional. Very proud to see our former Blackhawk go all the way. So good luck, Tom, and go the Maroons.
And you actually sent him a message when he got the news?
Yeah, flicked him a message on Insta. So good job, Tom, and we'll be watching from Townsville.
Right, before we wrap things up, we'll quickly look at local league action, and there was one catch-up match on the weekend with Western Lions getting the better of Norths at Peggy Banfield Park. The Lions will face Centrals in round 11, while Burdekin's battle with Brothers and the Crushers clash against the Devils are both out of town. Hey Caitlin, that's full time for us. Thanks very much for being a part of the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Nathan, and good luck to the Blackhawks this week. Go hard, boys.
See, Kiralee, it wasn't that hard. Look forward to seeing you on the show soon. Now remember, the 21s are playing at 2 p.m. with the main game kicking off at 4 p.m. And a reminder, you can keep up to date with all your Mendi Blackhawks information by jumping on our social media pages and the club website. See you next week.